Hi there, this is Gareth from Rockfiend, and I'm here with Rob Wylde and Josh Tabbie Williams from Midnite City. How you guys doing?
Doing great, Gareth.
Yeah, we're good. Thanks, Gareth. How are you doing, mate?
Not bad at all. It's just a typical kind of spring, well, spring, well, not quite in spring yet, but let's say a cold March night up here.
Oh, it's been nice here. It's been actually really warm in Nottingham. It's been quite a nice
Yeah.
day today, so I think spring's on its way for us.
Well, to be fair, I did see some blue sky earlier on for the first time since September, so we're getting there. Guys, it's great to have you with me tonight. Now, Rob, the last time you and I spoke was just before the Fiend Fest festival, which was in Ivory Blacks in Glasgow, and that was in November 22. So, about a year and 3 months ago, 4 months since we last spoke.
Yeah, that's a while ago. Yeah, I remember we talked about that, and God, a lot's happened since then. Obviously we put our fourth album out last summer in at the deep end. And we've been really busy. We've been really busy. We did a tour last summer just after the album came out, and did a bunch of shows after that. And then we went to Japan for the second time in December, which was amazing. And yeah, it's all been great. I mean, we put out a couple of videos and singles from the album, and it's all been good since we last spoke. Also, we changed our drummer as well in that time. If I remember rightly, I think that's about right. I think yeah, Pete. We parted company with Pete. I think he might have actually left around the time we spoke. So we've also got a new drummer as well. But it's been yeah, it's been great. It's been all good.
And how has In at the Deep End been received? Did you manage to fit the songs nicely into the set list for the tour? Did it fit with the rest of the music that you'd put out over the years?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's I mean, in terms of the album itself, nothing's changed really in terms of the style and music. It's four of the five original guys. There's nothing really changed, but we really went to town on the production on this new album, and especially on the mix. We got a guy called Chris Laney, who's a Swedish guy who's worked with bands like Europe and Crash Diet and Crazy Licks, and we really dialed up the 80s sounds on this album. So it's even more 80s rock than their previous three albums. So but the songs work great. I mean, they all work great within the context of the rest of the stuff, but the rest of the set. I mean, we're playing songs from all four albums. Obviously, the majority of the songs are from. I think we're actually doing about seven songs, which is that tells you how much we like the new album. We're
Yeah.
doing seven of the 10 songs on the album, and then we're still doing loads of stuff off the other three. We're actually this tour that we're about to start is actually like an 18-song set list. So it's a you're definitely going to get your money's worth if you come and see us. That's for sure.
Absolutely. So, talking of the tour, it's a Raise the Dead tour, and I've actually got a list of where you're playing, but it actually starts not quite the Raise the Dead tour, but you actually start the live dates this Saturday night, it's my understanding. And that's at a festival in Sheffield. Is that right? You tell us more about that?
Go for it, Josh.
Yes. So, yeah, we're doing Road Rage Festival at the Corporation in Sheffield this Saturday. There is, oh, forgive me if I'm wrong, Reef headlining,
Oh.
Sons of Liberty with our very good friend Russ Grimmett singing for them. I haven't got the rest of the lineup, forgive me. Yeah, it's going to be great though. I know Rob's doing an acoustic set as well for the VIPs for the gig, which always goes down well. So yeah, we're really looking forward to it. It's going to be a nice little warm up, and we're going to go and kick some ass.
Well, I think that's exactly what the crowd will be looking for in a midnight city gig. There's always a mass kicking goes on at these gigs. You're a great live band. But of course, as you've just said there, Josh, that's almost a warm up for your own Raise the Dead tour, which is going to come. It's going to be going throughout April and into May, I think, if I remember. And the dates I've got here, you've got Grimsby, Newcastle, Edinburgh. Bannerman's in Edinburgh, great venue. Stoke, Blackpool, Birmingham, Nottingham, Bradford, and London. As I say, it's going to be running throughout April and May. So some great cities in there, some great towns, great venues that you're going to be playing. Any in particular that are sticking out for you there?
Oh, spoiled for choice. I don't know about you, Rob.
Well, I know Josh's hometown, Stoke, is always a good one for us.
Yeah.
We occasionally we miss 11 on a tour, but not very often. That's usually one of the main venues that we play, and that's always amazing. I mean, it'd be good to play Nottingham actually, because we did a festival. We did a festival last year in Nottingham, but we haven't actually played at one of our own shows in Nottingham for quite a long time actually. So it'll be cool, cool for me, living here and stuff, to actually play a gig in Nottingham, and I'm looking forward to them all. I think they're all going to be great. So I hope. Fingers crossed.
Very well. Bannerman's in Edinburgh, of course, for anyone that's not been there. It's a tight venue, but you really get close and personal with the band. There's a really great sound in it. And a lot of the venues, from what I can see, are going to be similar to Bannerman's. It's going to be really up close and personal shows. They're going to be loud. They're going to be rocking. What else can the fans who are going to attend these gigs expect? What should they expect?
They can expect a fun-filled show. As Rob said earlier, 18-song set list. It's the longest we've ever done. And probably the biggest party that anyone's going to go to this year. Is probably about the best way to put it. When you go to a Midnite City show, you're not just going to a gig, you're going to a full-on party. Guaranteed.
I would agree with that. I've been fortunate to see the band live before, and I would absolutely agree with that. It is a party, and as Rob, you said just at the beginning of the interview, it's like full-on 80s rock, some of it. Not just visually, the music itself, but let's be honest with you, for people who go to a Midnite City show, who are into that kind of genre, that's what they want to hear. We want full-on 80s rock without a modern sheen, and that's what Midnite City deliver. Is that the way that you'll always do your shows? Is that the kind of sound that you're always going to go for, or do you think you'll ever diversify at any point?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think any of us want to really. I think we're very good at what we do, and I mean, we've had this conversation many times that we are the only band in the UK doing what we're doing in terms of the full-on 80s hair metal thing. There's a big scene for that sort of classic rock thing, but we're not really a part of that. We don't sound anything like those kind of more bluesier bands. So we completely just do our own thing, but it actually is kind of cool for us as well, because we do stand out from a lot of bands, because especially when we're doing festivals, because we really don't sound like any of the bands. We got a keyboard player in the band, which you don't find many of those in rock bands really, for the most part. But yeah, I don't think there's any plan on changing anything. I think on every album you kind of add a few little new ingredients and stuff like that, but I think the kind of core base of what it is will stay the same really. I mean, we do some heavier songs every now and then, and so there's the odd kind of sleazier song that comes along, but I think for the most part we're just we're just carrying on doing what we love to do really.
The keyboard sound for me is absolutely huge. I love the keyboard sound in rock music. I think it's underrated. I've always thought that. I don't know if that's going back to my own kind of personal taste when I was younger. I loved Whitesnake and bands like that. So for me, having the keyboard sound in the rock music is what makes it, it gives it that classic 80s sound, and I absolutely love that. And it's something that I would really be looking forward to seeing if I come to a Midnite City live show. It's just everything put together. It's all the music we love. You're playing that, but it's original music. It's easy to go out and watch almost like a tribute band to 80s rock. It's easy to go and do that, but to have a band like yourselves, you're doing your own original music, your own original 80s music. I think that's great. It's certainly something I'd encourage anyone watching this interview, go out, get your tickets now and get yourself to the tour. So we've mentioned the tour. It's going, as I say, throughout April and May. Let's just mention these towns and cities again, shall we? We'll just give it a mention again for anyone who's thinking about going. We've got Grimsby, we've got Newcastle, Edinburgh, Stoke, Blackpool, Birmingham, Nottingham, Bradford, London. It's covering the length and breadth of the UK. So wherever you are in the UK, there's a high chance that you're going to be near one of these venues where you're playing. So Josh, to bring you back in, Josh.
Yep.
It's important, obviously, these days to get tickets before the show. That it's good for the bands to know who's coming. The tickets are sold before. I think post-pandemic, I hate using that word pandemic. We don't like to talk about that anymore. But post-pandemic, I think perhaps concert goers have got into a habit of maybe buying tickets later on, as opposed, nearer the show, as opposed to at the time the shows are announced. What obviously from a band point of view, it's more important for you to get the tickets sold beforehand so that you know who's going, that the shows, you're set up for the show. So where can people get tickets? Because people watching this, we want them to go out now. As soon as they finish this, watching this video, we want them to go out. We want them to buy the tickets for the shows. So where can you get them, Josh?
So you can get all the tickets for our shows. There is a Linktree link all over our socials. And on there, you'll find all the links for all the tickets for all the shows. So just a case of getting on Linktree / Midnite City official, I believe it is. Get your tickets on there. And it's really, really important as well to get your tickets well in advance. We've noticed in more recent times, for obvious reasons, people are leaving it late or last minute or buying on the door. And sometimes that can be a little too late when it comes to bands actually doing the show, because some venues, promoters, etc., get a little bit twitchy. So, getting them tickets nice and early helps everyone to just breathe a little bit and go, right, we know we're all right, and not only that, we don't want people to be like, right, I bought my tickets in advance, and then for some reason the venue promoter, etc., decides to pull the gig and everyone's disappointed, which is the one thing we don't do. And I think that goes for all bands on the scene, no matter what kind of style you are, what you're doing. Those advanced ticket sales across the board are massive across the whole scene. So yeah, it's never been so important, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Rob, to bring you back in, I saw you did a video actually just a few weeks ago about this very thing and the importance of buying the tickets in advance. Have you seen a change in how your fans are buying tickets for shows? And how do we tackle that? When I say we, I mean you as a band, the promoters, and the likes of ourselves here at Rockfiend. We've got a responsibility to try and push that and change that rut that the consumers got into as such. Do you think it's something that can be changed?
I hope so. It's something that's actually, I think it's fairly recent that this has started happening, really. I think it's like you say, I think it's a backlash from the COVID era where, gigs and tours were getting announced and then cancelled and then rescheduled and then cancelled again. So you could kind of understand it from a fan's point of view back then, that they would wait till the last minute to get tickets. But, none of these shows are going to get cancelled. They're all going to go ahead. But it seems to be like a bit of an apathy with a lot of people at the minute. I don't know what it is. And another thing I've noticed as well, and and this isn't knocking anybody that does a tribute thing, because I actually do a tribute thing on the side, as does Sean, our keyboard player. And I don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking anything like that, but I don't think the tribute thing helps, because if you go to any venue, as you'll know, Gareth, you go to any venue on this tour that we're playing, and you look at the listings for that month, I guarantee we will be the only original band playing in that venue that month, and it's just tribute after one after the other, and those shows are selling out a lot of the time. And I get why people like to go to tribute gigs, but I don't see why you would, in my opinion, why you would choose that over seeing, you know, an original band. But I don't know. But I just think it's just the way. I mean, obviously the cost of living thing doesn't help either. You know, people haven't got a lot of money at the minute, but so maybe it's a thing of, you know, choosing who they go to, and you know. But I don't know. We just got to. I mean, it has changed, I think, over probably the last couple of years. But we just got to. I don't know. I mean, we like I said earlier on. I mean, we're more than giving people value for money. You know, we haven't put our, you know, everything else in the world is going up in price, but the tickets on this tour are the same price as they were last year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it really, we should be putting our ticket prices up alongside a lot of other bands, but we haven't for that reason. You know, so, and like I said, the fact that we're doing. Our set is actually about an hour and 45 minutes long. So, you know, when most bands, you know, most headline bands are doing like 12, 13 song set lists, you know, and we're doing, like I said, we're doing 18. So I mean, we're doing everything we can. We're giving people value for money. We got you know, a cool opening band called Continental Lovers who are coming out. They're really good. We just got to try and convince people to, you know, I think it's just like Josh was saying. It's all about getting people to urge people to get back into the habit of, okay, I'm going to this gig, let me get my ticket nice and early, rather than just leaving it, you know, because like Josh said, you know, some venues will just, even though if they left it and till the night, the venue would still be busy, people would still turn up, but some venues will, you know, if they haven't sold a certain amount of tickets beforehand, they'll just pull it, you know. So, and then obviously that makes us look bad. So it's just really important, you know. For like Josh said, for every band, you know, just get your tickets early.
I think when you see the cost of tickets at arena shows these days as well, I just sort of looked at the price of Journey tickets recently, of Heart tickets, Pearl Jam tickets. It's a ridiculous amount of money to go to arena shows. So I think the hope was, or certainly the hope that I know a lot of people had, was that people were going to go back out to the smaller venues and see good original live bands again at good value for money. As you say, you're playing 18 songs in a set. That's absolutely phenomenal. And for anyone watching us, I urge you, get out, get your tickets now for the dates that we've mentioned. We'll mention them again, the cities and the towns before the end of the interview. But absolutely get out and get your tickets now, and let the guys know that you're coming to the show. Midnite City show is not to be missed. Just talking about Midnite City, on Friday, just this Friday coming, so what's that, the 20... Oh, I've lost track of time. What's this, the 19th?
22nd.
22nd, this Friday the 22nd, you're actually releasing a new single with an accompanying video just before you start the tour, and that's from the song There's No Tomorrow. Can you tell us a bit about that? Josh?
Yeah, Josh, go for it, dude.
Okay, so the new single off the current album, In at the Deep End, it's a video based around our time in Japan.
Oh.
Not going to give too much away on that. Wait and see on Friday when it comes out. But yeah, it's just shows all the good times that we had while we were out there. Not really much more to add to it than that, really.
I'll fill in the blanks for Josh.
Yeah, go on. You're better
because we have put it out there anyway. What it's basically, it's all been shot on tour in Japan, basically. So we've done prior to this, we've done 10 videos from, you know, our previous albums, but we've never done kind of like an on the road type video. So before we left for Japan, I said, you know, this is a perfect opportunity to film everything, you know. So all 5 band members were constantly filming stuff as we were traveling around, and the promoter filmed a lot of stuff. Our fans sent us a lot of footage, and it's all been put together and edited by Sean, our keyboard player, who's done an absolutely incredible job. And it is just like, if you ever wanted to know what it's like to be on tour in Japan, it's all there in kind of 4 minutes. So another really cool thing he's done, actually, he's actually edited it all together in kind of chronological order. So it starts where we're leaving the UK and we're landing in Japan, goes through the whole trip. And then the end of the video is literally like the plane leaving Japan, and it's got us hanging out with fans and doing the meet and greet, and sound checks, riding on the bullet train, hanging out at the airport. It's a really cool video. So yeah, there we go.
A great experience that you can share with the fans through this video. So the big message that we're going to give people today is, as soon as you've watched this, go out, get your tickets for the tour, and then get online on Friday and watch the video, stream the song. That's a big message, really, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it, mate. In a nutshell, that's it. Like you said, the people are going to love this video, because like I said a minute ago, we haven't done one of these type of videos before. The others have kind of been, we've done a few different. We really went to town on the They Only Come Out at Night video, but most of our videos have been kind of more performance type videos, and this is just it's going to be great. And it's going to be great for us to, in years to come, when we're all old men. We can put the video on and say, oh, remember that, so yeah, it's a good kind of stuff like that's really cool, because it's a real snapshot in time, so yeah. And it also makes us look pretty cool, hanging out in Japan. It doesn't hurt your street cred any, does it, really?
No. It's probably very different from hanging about Edinburgh, really, isn't it? Or Stoke, going to Japan.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Slightly above, really, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll film Josh going to the corner shop for a pint of milk.
So, Josh, just talking about touring, after the Raise the Dead tour, you've actually still got dates that take you up to the end of 2024. I dare say there might be others will come in as well, but you've certainly got other dates booked up till the end of 2024. I believe you're going into Europe towards the end of the year as well, for some gigs. I know this will sound a ridiculous question, but genuinely interested as we're talking about touring. What's your favourite part of touring?
For me, it's not just about seeing different corners of the world. Obviously that's an amazing part of it. But being able to interact with your fans on and off stage is a massive thing to me personally, and I think it's nice to be able to give something back as well in that way. So like you go on stage, you do your thing, you come off, you go and mingle with fans and stuff after the show, and I get a buzz from that personally. And getting to bed after all the traveling as well. Traveling can be really tiring. But yeah, I love like mingling with the fans. Obviously, the getting on stage aspect, we all love it. If we didn't, we wouldn't be bothering. But yeah, it's kind of a whole package to a point, but definitely for me more about the fans than it is anything else. Because at the end of the day, without them, there's no us, So it's it's nice to be around them for definite.
Rob, same to yourself. Anything in particular that you enjoy about touring as you lead up towards the Raise the Dead tour?
Yeah, I mean, for me, the highlight is playing the gigs every night. I mean, that's like the sort of the payoff, because the traveling, not in the UK really, but yeah, abroad, traveling can be pretty grueling, especially, we went to Japan, it's a long flight, and then as me and Josh know, or when we went to Australia a few years ago, you know, you're absolutely exhausted, and then you get into your hotel room and you think you're going to have a nice 8 hours sleep, and your jet lag kicks in and you're awake all night. I remember in Japan, I'd been awake about 36 hours or something without any sleep, and we had to go and play a gig on top of like no sleep as well, which can be quite, you know, a lot of that stuff can really wear you out. But the payoff for me is the actual, just that time on stage every night, because I mean that's why we're doing what we do. You know, all the other stuff is great, and you know, recording albums and all that kind of stuff is great, but I think it's a reason everybody joins a band, isn't it?
Yeah.
To be on stage, and that's the payoff. But like Josh said as well, you know, saying thank you to our fans afterwards is really important to us as well, because you know, we're a very, very fan friendly band. You know, as anybody who follows the band will tell you, you know, we're very like hands on with our fans, you know, and like Josh said, you know, it's great to give something back, because without them, there wouldn't be a band really.
Well, guys, it's been great talking to you. It really has. And I just wanted to say to people again, you've got the Raise the Dead tour. So you've got a kind of, you're playing at the festival in Sheffield on Saturday, but the Raise the Dead tour itself starts in earnest into April and into May. The towns and cities you're going to be playing in again, we've got Grimsby, Newcastle, Edinburgh, Stoke, Blackpool, Birmingham, Nottingham, Bradford, and finally London. Go out, buy your tickets for the show right now. Don't delay. Go online now. I think Josh already mentioned earlier on where to go. Just go into the Midnite City socials, the Midnite City website, and buy your tickets now. Don't wait. And then on Friday, There's No Tomorrow is going to be released. That's the brand new single with an accompanying video. So there's plenty happening in the Midnite City world at the moment. Anything else you want to say to anyone watching? But before we go, guys, start with yourself, Rob.
Oh, just thank you. Well, first of all, thank you to you, Gareth, for having us, you know, having us on this chat. It's been great seeing you again, and just a massive thanks to all our fans for being amazing. And we love you, and we can't wait to see you in a couple of weeks' time.
Josh.
Yeah, thanks again, Gareth, for talking to us, and to Rockfiend for all the support over the years. Thanks again to our fans as well. Really looking forward to hanging out with you and staring you at the face on it if you're on the front row. I didn't get my words out right. Yeah, it's going to be great. Let's do it.
It is, absolutely. It's an 18-song set. That's great value for money. Some absolutely fantastic venues in there as well. Great towns up and down the country. There's no excuse. There's a venue near you wherever you are in the UK. Get yourself out to the Midnite City shows. Raise the Dead tour starting in the next few weeks. Guys, best of luck for the tour. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely banging. Don't know why I used the word banging. That's not a word that I would. It's not really a Scottish word to use. Banging. Don't know why I said that.
You know what we're going to do. We're actually going to get you out on tour with us to big everybody up, because I think if we had you around, you know, we'd be selling out all these shows. So
yeah, when you use words like banging, absolutely. So, but it's going to be a great tour. 18-song set, great venues out there. Get on, get your tickets now, and we'll look forward to the new single coming out on Friday. Guys, just finally before you go, because I've actually got more time than I thought I had left under the Zoom timings here. I've just clocked that in the top corner. What do you have? What's for the future? So you've got the tour, you've got more dates at the end of the year. Josh, start yourself. Anything else that you've got planned for the rest of 2024 or into 2025? Any new music exclusives you can give us?
Not as yet, not on the music front. But we do have another few dates between now and at least April, May next year. One of them I can't mention just yet. But we've got, let me think, Rock and Bite Festival in July. Nozfest in Southampton on, I think, the 10th of August, is it?
Yeah, that's it.
And then we go to Germany on
We've actually got
19th of October.
we got Firefest before that as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have. Yeah.
So we're doing
right.
Firefest October the 13th. Then we go to Germany, and then we've got Rockmantic Festival in November, and then we have like a Christmas show that we do in December as well. So yeah, and then
It's 30th of November this year, isn't it?
yeah, a bit earlier this year, and then also. As Josh was saying, we've got stuff even booked for next year, including a massive thing that we can't say anything about at the minute, but it should be announced hopefully in the next kind of couple of months. So, and then hopefully a new album next year. You know, once we finally get some time to get round to it. I think there'll definitely be a new album at some point next year as well. So, yeah.
Great. Well, there's plenty happening in the Midnite City world. But again, let's just tell everyone, go out, get your tickets for the tour, starting in the next few weeks. Raise the Dead tour, great value for money, and an absolute banging band in Midnite City. A banging live show. Get yourself out to see these guys. Rob, Josh, been an absolute pleasure speaking to you, and best of luck for the tour.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you.
See you soon, bud.